Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm Sentient Dessert. Welcome to my channel. Tonight, it's Thursday, so we're going to be diving once again into Sunless Sea. If you can't tell by the music. Now, if you watched the last one, you'll know that I was a little off-put by what I felt was a completely undeserved ending. So, we'll see if we get an ending today or if we continue for another week. Alright, we had just come into the harbor. We need to get more people. Those have been delivered. Accept the payment. Fuel and supplies. Wonderful. I don't really want this storyline anymore. I will not pretend that this has improved my evening. On the contrary, it has left me a deep sadness in my heart. Notwithstanding, howsoever, I might say that you have acquitted yourself honorably, and I do not think my patron will feel the need to pursue the matter further. Not at this time, at least as you keeps your mouth shut. He leans close. Tight, snap shut. Good night. Ooh. Let's see, our iron is pretty high. We need some more veils, I think. I'll go for a Wheel of the Mists. The gold needle pricks, Lily Clattermont hums. The design is complete, a ship's wheel, but with a curious elaboration to the design, like an optical illusion. We are not the messenger, but the message, Lily intones. You frown, she dimples. Oh, all right, that's just something Mr. C says to sound impressive. I don't know what it means, but I like the design. Your memoirs, your own sweet skin quality is now... Of course. Visit our lodgings and read the paper. Back to the rest of the city. Hire on more crew. New recruit. Who awaits my attention? Maybe's daughter. At the end of the rotting dock, a woman perches on a suitcase. Both she and the suitcase are noticeably cleaner than everything else in view. Hello, where are you heading? On second thoughts, I don't mind. Can I come aboard? Yes, I'm an engineer. But I'm an engineer in a hurry. Cook, surgeon. Welcome aboard. If anyone comes looking for me, well, I'm not accepting colors. Can I trust you to pass that on? You won't want them distracting me from my duties. Let's visit the officers. Bale's iron and engine power go up. That's a nice addition. Let us visit the Vice Admiralties. Visit the Admiralty Survey Office. Tell them about the keep. Tell them about the convention. This is my colleague, Dr. Villain, of the Ministry of Public Decency. Mr. Villain is good. This good captain's report is here. If you would care to... Yes, the fire is already lit. Let us... There we go. Now only ashes remain, and it might have caused such a lot of trouble. Thank you, Captain. We appreciate your discretion. Here's your payment. You need not trouble yourself further in this affair. Abbey Rock. We categorize it as a military installation, you know, although that has occasioned some quite vigorous debate. Wow, I visited a lot of stuff last time. There's something about the undersea that breeds heresy and dissent. I rather think we might need to send the Bishop of Southwark out for a good bit of Christian shouting. The officials gather round to hear your tales of bloodshed and debauchery, and the jokes about the Khan of the Shadow produce so efficiently and so entertainingly. The one about the Khan and the donkey produces a roar of patriotic laughter, and encourages the deputy recorder to unlock the departmental drinks cabinet. Oh, I finished them. Speak of moves in the great game. He has you repeat it all twice. He doesn't take notes. A little beyond me, he tells you. But I have a friend in the palace who'll be interested. Very interested. Thank you. Your fee? Alright. We don't need to go to the dry docks, I don't think. A visit from Mr. Sachs. Midnight. A presence dominates your lodgings. Its fur-trimmed robe is the red of blood on snow. Over your chair hangs a familiar brown sack bulging with offerings. Londoners give generously to the crimson beast of winter, anything to be rid of it. The figure stares into the fireplace, smelling of soft musk and harsh ammonia. I require a sturdy vessel and a captain. Yours comes recommended, you will suffice. Perhaps not right now. Speak to the merchant venturer. Okay. Perhaps not. The alarming scholar. Memories of a distant shore. Strange catch, outlandish artifact. Let us... Oh, I do not like the fact that it only gave me 10 echoes. I wanted more. Oh, carouse the Wolfstack docks. There's no danger here. Try to enjoy yourself. Sea shanties, fine food, and the warmth of a pub. And something more. That night in Wolfstack, you find yourself sharing a table with... Tipsley claims to be a spy. The next morning, she gives you a pewter locket. As you reach for it, she grips it briefly in her fist. "Don't you dare forget me," she says. Visit the Rose Market. And we can't do anything there. London, hire on more crew. The Echo. Hire on more crew. There we go. We are now full of crew. Visit the shops. We have 19 fuel. Let us buy some supplies. Ooh, we have 3 caskets of sapphires we could sell. Let us sell. What is in our hold at the moment? Not much. Alright. Not the shipyard. Shops. Caminus yards. Now the question is, do I really want to get myself a better engine? Just to the bridge. Gratis favor assistant. Trips to aft. Deck weapon. Forward weapon. Aft weapon. Auxiliary. Hmm. Cask of mushroom wine. I know I can sell those someplace. It would only be a 2 veil profit. Hmm. Our hold. Elderly steeple engine. That would be a nice one to have, but I can't buy it. I can only sell it. I think I'm gonna buy the engine. We shall see if that helps us with, speed. Don't you dare forget. Keep it. Okay, Mr. Sachs. We're going to leave. Beast withdraws its hand from the fireplace, examining it. Packed lacquer neath snow. It disappears back into the incarnadine robe. 3 deliveries by your release. Do not tarry, you have much to lose. First creature calls for you. It is time to begin. Mr. Sachs is waiting, clutching what looks to be a leg of lamb. The meat is rotten, the bone is well chewed. A fool sought a name that devours. It devoured him. A lifetime's wealth, wasted on cravings that can never be satiated. When all was eaten, he stripped the meat from his fingers in search of solace. Still the hunger gnawed and screamed in his belly. He thought this pitiful offering of poison might free him. Debts are not so easily paid. Deliver this to Khan's Heart or Pigmote Island. Alright. Close that, we'll open up the map. We know where Khan's Heart is. I do not think I know where Pigmote Island is. We are going to sail straight for Khan's Heart. Oh, we do appear to be moving a little bit faster than usual. Hooray for new engines. I think, until further notice, messages that appear here I will just read randomly, because they rarely actually add anything to the story. It just gives an air of the ambiance. Be cryptic. One more shot. Hopefully we'll get some supplies out of this. It knows you. You cannot evade its gaze. A black, unsleeping taste. Again and again you are alone on the wide black Z. The eye is aware. Your nightmare will come upon you from time to time, inspiring terror. Gain restful nights at your lodgings to help you resist it. If you defeat it, you may gain a secret. The vast eye. Loot and scuttle her. A cache of curiosities and 2 fuel. Well, 2 fuel in the cache of curiosities. I got back what I wasted trying to kill it. Now there is port. Correct? Yes, there it is. Can't go through the buoy. There's Morn. Alright, explore the Morn. Oh. Some say she's a clay man who freed herself from the power of verse. With the power of verse. Possible. Others insist she's a personal muse of the king with the 100 hearts. Unlikely. One claims she sails on a living ship made of still screaming skulls of her victims. More sober voices mutter that no, it's just an Alcaeus-class vessel. Whatever the truths, few have fought her and survived to tell the tale. Only the bravest of captains risk the lonely parts of the sea where her flag is said to fly. The travel writer sets across the planks with good speed, his briefcase in his hand. It seems heavy, although he claimed it only held a document for writing equipment. Documents and writing equipment for an interview with the Pirate King. The day passes relatively peacefully. There are brawls, but in good fun. The blood washes away with celebratory beer. By night, the boisterous cheers have given way to whispers about an uncommonly brutal murder. Executed within an experimental shipyard. They say you couldn't enter the yard without stepping in the victim. The travel writer returns. He greets you with a curt nod and boards your ship. The august travel writer flips through his notebook while on your deck. Awful things, that murder. Commonplace here, I suppose. Fortunately, my interview was illuminating, and my business on the morn is complete. We can depart. I have another port to visit if you'd care for another 150 echoes. Splendid. Wants to go to the Cumane Canal next. Lord the Morn. Gather intelligence. A steam bathhouse on Spur Rock. Yes. Let's explore the Morn. There's a surprising quantity of actual landscape on the Morn. It's vertical, admittedly, but once you can find the beast paths and urchin roads, you can traverse it as you would a rocky moor, with an additional throatful of lurching terror. Fights on the Morn have a staccato quality. A careless lunge will send you plummeting to your doom. So wait. Go, my kitty. Your Mog's fearless agility gives you a tremendous advantage. It leaps from pirate to pirate, leaving a trail of swiped eyes, bleeding scalps, and multilingual curses. In confusion and terror, the enemy flees. The Mog returns to your shoulder to lick your ear with a rasping tongue. Its breath smells like weak old cave trout. Alright. I do not believe I've discovered that strait that he's or that place that he's looking for, so we are going to continue to help out the pseudo-Krampus. It appears we have a ship. Oh, yes, we do not want to fight this thing. It seems that it wants to fight. I am going to attempt to enter. Whatever this is. The Crimson Beast of Winter towers above you on the snow-drowned street. I will take... Okay, I will take all you can give. You will take everything you have. I will take more. Take my best regards. Mr. Sachs is silent for a moment. May you experience all the generosity that you deserve, it intones, stepping into the darkness and taking the light and all memory of light with it. You wake up in a cold sweat, fumbling to light the lantern beside your bed. Just a nightmare, but one that leaves behind a sick sense of something barely averted. It's a good thing we're going to be getting rid of that guy ASAP. Two basalt beasts, cathedral size, they frown eternally at each other across the black waves. The north one carries an encampment, creeping human figures eat away at its features like rot. Picking, there's a supply dock below. Muscular pick-wielders rest on camp stools, watching you approach, passing a hip flask. An unctuous overseer beckons you to sit. Oh wow. We get funding from the bazaar, it's true. But Station 4? I wouldn't call it Station 4. It's a little grandois. Stones are stuffed with secrets, but most of them are used as garden statuary or occult with basalt. Most of them. Some go down to the places under the bazaar. More tea cakes? Alright, let us get back to the Khanate. Avoid the jellyfish. Stop chasing me. Okay, we need to start heading north. Go away. I'm just trying to sail. Okay, we are almost to the... We're almost there. I just hope I know where the other two destinations for this guy are. Han's heart. Mr. Sachs is waiting, clutching what looks to be a leg of lamb. Ah, yes. Okay, Delivery. Okay, it is here. Delivery for Mr. Sachs. The copper quarter pulses as the feast rages on. Its people gorge themselves too quickly to taste the food on their lips. Their cheeks bulge and stomachs swell, but still they eat. The white and golds wade in to silence a growing mob before it can escalate further, or set its sights on the royal food stores. Which is fuel. Oh, wow. Ouch. All right. Kongans have been generations underground, and to them, all Londoners are surfacers. It seems that you'll need to go to Khan's Glory to nearby palaces of nobility to seek a license. Above, the roof of the Neath is black, impassive, prickled with false stars. But the Conganesians still remember the sky. You pass an open-walled shrine with a domed roof. The interior is painted a deep pure indigo. Citizens kneel below it while a blue priest speaks. As he reaches the climax of his prayer, a rosy golden light swells inside the dome. The worshippers murmur in complacent delight. The dome is now a perfect, heartbreaking morning sky blue. The color you haven't seen for... how long? Filament bulbs, your bosun whispers importantly beside you. Give me an honest gaslight any day. Perhaps not. Second delivery. Mr. Sachs produces a jeweled bird. The thief thought it would bear her riches. Perhaps it would. But when the gracious widow and the cheery man both covet what you stole, mere money ceases to be of concern. To offend one or make an enemy of the other. She sought a third option. She sought a third way, a moment of inspiration that came too late. We want no part in this feud. Settle it. So I know where Mutton Island is. Pretty sure I know. Yeah, it's right back there. So, yeah, we will enter the city. We will attempt to get a court report. Rivalry between the Leopold and Eagle clans, the concerns of the Shelenate raids, some appalling gossip about the traitor empress. I now have 5. Suspicion. Alright, let's get out of here. And head back towards Mutton Island. Now, let's go south of the Scalpel and try to cut through that black swath. Oh yeah, you get to die now. Oh. How many echoes? Okay, good. It wasn't everything. And it ruined my... aim. Oh, those things hit hard. Thought I've been here. Yes, I have. So we repair next time we're in the dock. If we even make it back to dock. I think when I get back I'm going to look into making a will, if I can. So that I don't lose everything each time. Oh, have we found something new? We have not. Okay, there's more, and that's... yes. I see no place to land here. What a shame. Yeesh. You know... if I don't get those back at the end of this, I'm not going to be too happy. Because it's just one of those side quests that you should ignore. That's the case. Quaker's Haven. Yeah, we'll chat. I have a port report now. Delivery from Mr. Sachs. Our little lost birdie. Well, there's the thing. You have my patron's thanks, and here's your reward that was promised as well as deserved. Only thing is, there's only two folks that might have this cheeriness property. And that's the one that stole it, and the one who bought it and figured he could sell it back, like indeed you are doing right here. So it's nothing personal, mind. I'm afraid I must break something. Little warning to any others out there who might be thinking of being clever. Tell you what, how about we make it fair? Use the coin. Heads or legsies? He flips it high, almost to the rafters. Rather than waiting for it to fall, you punch him hard in the face. The pub's clientele grumbles, but are soon mollified by free drinks all around. Paid for with the money in the chap's pockets, of course, leaving a little for yourself. Wander the shores. Let's take the glob of goo this time. You have an unprepossessing mass. There's probably something horrible inside, but possibly there's not. Choice cuts, yes. Okay. Where is the last delivery? Mr. Sachs is staring at a small wooden box as you enter the hold. Inside, wrapped in a few pitiful scraps of velvet, is a lock of blonde hair and a set of teeth, carefully polished, barely used. The winter was harsh. The fire went cold. Later, the mother wished to forget. A convenient tragedy. Alright, do we know where that is? Said Avid Horizon, correct? Okay, we know where to go. Let us fuel up, repair. And see if this quest was worth it. I feel like I've been using a lot more fuel than normal. I'm not sure if it's because I've kept the light on or if it's because of the new engine. Well, I never sold the old engine, so... and swap them and see. Okay. Wait. Okay. Nothing to hide. Something has changed underneath. Someone wants to sign on. Lodgings. Right, let us return. Adventurer's Desire. No, we don't need that. Mint port reports. Gator's Mourn. Yes. Khan's Heart. Wonderful. Salt Lions. Baker's Haven. Okay. I think it's rather odd to have the same option take you to the same person. Alright. Browse the Wolf's Docks. Alright. Don't think I've come down to the docks just to see you. I've got business here. But alright, it did cross my mind that you might drop by. Shared warmth, new memories. It's harder to say goodbye this time. Put your ship in dry dock. "25 echoes and 3 favors." Perhaps not. Shops. We are going to need quite a bit of fuel for this. I'll buy a couple more supplies, just to be on the safe side. We acquired those pearls, and I think they are going to be used for a quest. Alright, return to the story. London. New recruit. Who awaits? "Madam, I know the way. Let me show you." The exile is a first officer who increases mirrors and pages. Here I am, a ship, I suppose, is always both here and never there, because there becomes here. Cornelian exile. Officers. We just lack a gunner now. Now then. Are we ready? Let us head the avid horizon. Cut through the black and head north. An unexpected letter. Who sent it and what does it say? "Return to London as soon as you may," your sweetheart says. "You are a father. A surprise for you is on your next return to London. I have taken in a foundling." Choose this option. Okay. Let's go and see what's going on with this. Hopefully not another visit from Mr. Claus. Okay. Perhaps not yet. I was wondering what it was going to be. Alright. I think it would behoove us to visit Hunter's Keep. You asked the sulfuride maid to carry... Yes. Let us talk to Phoebe today. Memories of distant shores. 1 supply. Lost 30 hunger. And 4 terror. We are now at 0 terror. Storm's attention. Alright, we are heading in the right direction. Passing through the fog. Let me just make sure, because I thought... Yeah. Okay. The Phosgene leaks. Iron and Misery Company funding station. Plunging station. Oh, did we find... Oh. A crewman steps into your cabin. His uniform is one of your issue. Though the face rings no bells, they do blend together after a while. This, however, does not look like a chap who swabs decks or loads cannons. Begging your pardon, Captain. Permit me to introduce myself. Gervais, at your service. At least while the poor fellow tied up behind the galley remains regrettably indisposed, might I trouble you for a brief moment of your time before my escort to the brig? At least he is honest about his dishonesty. My gracious employer has grave concerns about your guest down in the hold, Captain, and the course to which you are now committed. Blood will spill before this voyage is over, but it needn't be yours. Gervais produces a small vial, crystal. The blood is red, redder than normal blood, almost glowing with vitality. Here is a more bitter vintage. When the time comes, I urge you to choose wisely. A favor from on high is rarely a poor investment. The tomb colonist draws you a little way away from the clattery air. Don't tell her you met me, he says in a hoarse rasp. Her mother cut my voice. Hoped to fix it so I wouldn't be able to look for my daughter, though I wouldn't want to. He wheezes. Didn't work. Operation's never completely effective. Need to know my daughters well. Happy finding enough patients, getting enough to eat, and so forth. In exchange for the simplest news, he explains himself. I'm her father, he says. Ordinary engineer, not the sort of parent she would want. He with the factor. You sit on the veranda of the factor's house, looking out over the fungal jungle, an expanse of green and sour gold. The air is thick with hovering spores. The scones are stale, even the tea has a hint of mildew, but the factor is good company. He shares odd stories about the ice and roses of Irem, monstrosities of the Sea of Lilies, and a little restaurant in Venderbite where he enjoyed the most extraordinary seafood. Venderbite, I know. I've never met a tomb colonist who could cook, but you must visit the place. Do you know it? He also has a load of Olagus frond carted aboard your ship. He waves away your thanks. I've eaten so much of the stuff I fear that I might be transformed entirely into fungus. He leans confidently towards you. It happens, you know. But one does have to eat rather a lot of it first. Nope, we are not going to scavenge here. Check the map. Turn the light off. I think the light does affect supplies. Or fuel. One would think that they would also equip these ships with oars, just in case. Since there is no wind. Bonnie Reefs. Get the fragments from that. Chapel of Light. I forget what this gave us. Let's see if we can get another port report. Ooh. That costs a lot of supplies. Let's see what the Avid Horizon has for us. I want to see what's going to happen with this Winter Beast before making any big decision. Of course. Three crew, that's just messed up. Like, literally right before I completed is when it has to happen. Timing in this game really is not... As soon as you dock, Mr. Sachs lumbers ashore. It has been preparing for this. Plunging a hand into its cloak, it removes a handful of ammonia-scented snow. It places it on the ground and adds another on top. Into this one, he presses the teeth and hair from the small box. Potential, substance, only one thing needs to be added. As in the Tales of the Nomen, the Crimson Beast of Winter waits impatiently for you to provide it. You nick your hand with a blade and hold it above the frozen mound. A drop wells up and falls, or follow. They fizz in the lacquer, which softens and melts into a puddle of snow, a puddle from which a hand emerges, then a head, then another hand, stretching as it clambers up nowhere. The shape of the child, its skin glistening white, snow rippled with red. You reach out a hand and the child grips it with the chill of frostbite. Its legs finally form from the last of the lacquer and it falls to its new knees, shivering and looking around in confusion. One of your sailors hurries over with a warm blanket, another smacks his idiot head. Mr. Sachs stares down at this creature, which shivers and hugs itself. Inadequate, Sachs says. Again. Striding to the sealed gate, it rests a gloved hand against it, basking in the chill. The whisper of a place too cold for gods, refreshing. Dispose of the mongrels as you see fit. Your service is done. Be gone before I change my mind. Okay. Two vast winged shapes, yes. It cowers from the crimson beast, its snow still settling. It looks up to you, frightened and shivering, for reasons that have nothing to do with cold. Your blood streaks through its ice. Are you taking me home now? London? London, yes, I want to play on the rooftops. But it made Mother cry. She cries a lot. But she says it's not my fault. She'll be worried. Wait, you're not a devil, are you? Mother says look out for devils. It gives you a suspicious sniff. No, no eggy smell. You can take me back, right? I've always wanted to go sailing. The snow child looks up at you. It won't take up much room. Could do with a name, though. At least until remembering if it has one of its own. That's pretty. I like it. You reach out to take its cold hand in yours, leaving the crimson beast behind. Oh, that's depressing. That is depressing. Not a good trade. Alright. Now then... This was wholly unsatisfying quest line. Let's see what the 5 supplies get me here. Probably nothing... but we'll see. Oh yes, the priest says, smiling. The drowned man hums tonight. His songs are fish-row clouds and... His songs like fish-row clouds the water. He waits for the congregation's assent. We will feel him in the harps of us. And if his tune is caught, it will be raised to the sky where the bright birds pass. Here, the congregation cry out like birds, and the cries rattle away into the rafters. And the air hangs sultry, and the gods no longer frown. At the end of the service, you leave your lips still wet and your stomach filled with secrets. You could grow rich on this diet if you live. Okay. Get rid of our hunger. And now we have to go to London because we'll run out of supplies if we don't. Engineers do what? Hmm. None of you raise iron. The engine room is in an uproar. The crew runs to and fro, chasing your warbling Blemmigan, under tables and behind machines. It dives into a complicated knot of pipework. The engineer reaches in to grab it, and a scalding burst of steam catches their arm. Sorry, Captain, they say, clenching their jaw. Didn't hear you come in, just fixing a pipe. Your Blemmigan emerges from the vent near the floor and sidles out. You'll deal with it later. Might as well get the free fuel from stopping here. Oh, not what I expected. High place. The Z is like a rippled sheet of green, night green jade. The roof of the neath above, belied with stag. Wow, I can't. My brain just stopped. One moment. Rebooting. Light, laughter, warmth, remembering a little while, and then go on with your voyaging. Rose rushes to the rail and watches the city emerge from the fog. Home! It cries, grinning. Everyone's going to be so surprised. Maybe Mother will cook some roast ptarmigan. The grin fades. Snowchild looks down at its hands. Only I couldn't eat it. Or bring her egg hot. Or sit by her feet at the fire. It'd be like last year with the snow. Played with it and it was fun. Then it melted and... Rose sniffles. I can't go home, can I? I'd make her cry again. My grandpa always told me stories of the East. I always wanted to see it. Mother said he only kept going out to sea because of the trumpets at Gator's Morn. But she must have lied because when I asked, he just laughed and said he never played any instrument. Rose's eyes shine. East. He never got there, but I will. I'll go further than anyone's gone. Not if I'd just melt, though. That'd be pointless. Rose looks up at you, clearly expecting you to perform the impossible. There is a city without kings where devils gather to rewrite the laws of nature. They may be able to assist with this dream. For a price. Nothing to hide. Collect the messages from the harbor master. Alright. We are back in London. I think I'm going to wrap it up right here. This has been a good stream, I think. This has been a good playthrough. Everything except for the snow beast that was sorely disappointing. Yeah. I enjoyed today. Much better than last week. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe. If you don't, I'm not going to hold it against you. Like the video if you want. Again, won't hold it against you if you don't. My brain is still rebooting. Be kind out there. Have a good solar cycle. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Stay safe. I love you. I love you all. I will see you tomorrow. Don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. Maybe more Portal. Maybe something new. I have a few things that I'd like to try, so we shall see what tomorrow brings us. Stay tuned. See you tomorrow.